Away we go. Welcome to the week 2 recap here on the Ballinesian podcast on the Polytickin Network. Whoa! Peep the screen. The champion has his trophy. Congratulations. The
No.
reigning, defending fantasy football champ of the Ballinesian Fantasy Football League. I'm here with the one and only Coach Forrest Odell.
Oh,
Congratulations again. Do you sleep with that thing? Does it have its own comforter, its own blanket, or a certain pedestal in your room?
it does. It does. It has its own bit. I would like you guys to meet I'd like you guys to meet Raider. This is Raider.
Trophyna.
Yeah. This is Raider. She just, she joined the family last night. It's from last year's league, but I'm still the champion. So it wasn't a good football week for me, but this made it
Right,
better.
right.
This kind of
Yeah,
bandaged my wounds. So
I knew coming over to your house and beating your football team was going to be tough, so I wanted to make sure you had like
okay, if I could
something.
hit you with this right now, I would. But but I won't.
We
I
are
won't.
here, Samoans talking sports, specifically week 2 of the NFL. The Chargers traveled to Las Vegas. There were a bunch of other games. The Cowboys and the Giants were in a shootout. The Niners won with Mac Jones. The Seahawks beat the Steelers. DK Metcalf, less JSN. Woo. Yeah, we're going to get into a lot of football stuff, but thank you guys for tuning in. Again, the Ballinesian podcast here on the Polytickin Network. If you have a chance, go to the Polytickin Network on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel there. You get all the videos, all the pods from each of the 3 different pods, the Polytickin podcast, the Pacific Movie Starter Kit, and here our sports podcast, the Ballinesian podcast. You can also check us out, the audio streams you should be following. Thank you very much for that. And support us directly on the Patreon, patreon.com/the Polytickin podcast. Where you get an exclusive episode that does not come on the free platforms. It is only available to the Patreon subscribers and the Patreon community there. All
It's
right, we are sponsored.
good content too, man. To uh I listened to all of them this week. I got so it was good
Yeah,
content. Good to hear.
yeah, we just got the new one. Going over some of the. You go listen to that. You go listen to that.
Yeah, go listen. Go listen.
We are sponsored by Levasa Island Apparel. Definitely check them out, www.levasaislandapparel.com, or on Instagram at le_vasa. That's le_VASA. There is the Via Dolorosa neighborhood market that is happening
Market.
this Saturday, September 20th from 2 to 8 p.m. there in Modesto. If you're in Modesto or in the surrounding area, go ahead and head on to 1331 Cascade Avenue, where they're going to be having different vendors, food vendors, clothing vendors, different businesses that are in the local community are going to be out there selling their wares. So definitely go down there, check it out,
Right. And if
spend
they
some
want a
money.
preview, they can go onto our IG pages
Mhm.
and watch our stories. You get a preview of what the market's gonna have going on, and you also get a E-Ride talking to you guys about the market itself and what you can find out there. And if you guys want to be a vendor, I mean, still hit them up. You still have time, so
Yeah.
please do that.
uh, Definitely they're looking to continue growing and continue kind of building that platform for the different businesses, local businesses, small businesses to be able to show off what they got and reach you, the listener. So definitely
Yes.
take advantage of that and head on down. Again, it's the Via Dolorosa Neighborhood Market on Saturday, September 20th from 2 to 8 p.m. there in Modesto, California, 1331 Cascade Avenue. Um, Tell them we sent you, and then they'll be
Right.
like,
You,
nice.
you don't get a discount. You don't get a
You go
discount,
get in there. Uh,
but you'll get a
oh,
warm
the
welcome.
Levasa tent. The Levasa tent should be up. So you want to cop some of that
Ooh,
merch, some of the tank tops. It's still freaking hot. I feel like it's gonna be a late summer. Tank tops. If you
probably.
want to get ready for winter, there's always the hoodie selection, which stays deep. And then custom
Always.
orders, man. If you want something custom made, definitely hit up Eri directly. He's really easy to talk to. So
Yeah,
just
look,
hit him up and he will
tell
help you get
him
that set
that
up.
we sent you and he'll give you guys a hug or a handshake,
Mm.
which is even
You
better
could
than the
probably get some
discount.
Levasa stickers, some
Promise.
extra Levasa
Oh,
stickers.
those stickers are fire too.
Yeah,
The
different
yeah,
logos and stuff. All right. Ballinesian podcast, Charger and a Raider fan here. Going to start off with the last game of
If you
week
guys,
2.
if you guys don't hear this segment, it's because we skipped it. We're not really gonna talk about it.
We
We
don't
don't
need to
need
talk
to.
about the
No,
Chargers heading down to
no.
Las Vegas.
We can talk about the
Uh,
next Chargers Raiders game.
man, that's like in week 14, 15,
Week
somewhere around there.
14.
I think it's after we're coming off of a bye. So so let's go. Anyways, let's week 2, Monday Night Football. There were 2 games. This time they didn't overlap them. They let them go, concurrently.
One after the
Yeah.
concurrently.
So the Buccaneers come back and beat the Texans. Right?
What a good game! Yeah, it was such a good game. We caught that tail end of it. You know what? I didn't know that the Texans had the ball at that moment. They were already up. They didn't need to score the touchdown. They could have knelt the ball down on that breakaway run and kicked the field goal
Oh,
and won the game.
there you
But
go.
I mean, that's hindsight, of course. Hindsight,
Strategy. We had a
right?
fumble into the end zone on a kickoff that got down for a touchdown. We got some crazy stuff happening
Yeah.
this time. But Monday, two NFL games after the Buccaneers beat the Texans. Shout out to downing the team that kicked the Chargers out of the playoffs. Thank you, Baker Mayfield. The Chargers and Justin Herbert opened the game versus the Las Vegas Raiders there in Allegiant Stadium.
First home game of Allegiant this season. Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh versus Pete Carroll. Justin Herbert versus Geno Smith. You have the rookie running backs, Ashton Genty for the Raiders against Omari and Hampton for the Chargers. Lots of matchups, and it's a division game, so pretty big stuff going on. I will say I was able to drive up to Forrest's house to watch this game together. So thank you again
My
for hosting.
My mistake.
Shout out to Forrest for hosting. Huge barbecue layout.
Man. Shout out to my family, man. Shout out to my family. And for Lance,
yeah.
We wish we would have saw the girls, but not this trip. They were tired. You know what? And since we're talking about the game, I don't feel much of the champion. So let me put this down.
You're gonna hold the trophy the whole time. Man. Yeah,
but
barbecue spread, bro, and then I bought Papa John's.
Hey, wait. No, we did. You didn't buy Papa John's.
Exactly. I ordered.
That's just gonna tell us a story.
I ordered 2 large pizzas from Papa John's and some cheese sticks, and I was like, "Can I get that 6 cheese, like a large 12-inch 6 cheese Tuscany cheese sticks?" And the girl was like, "You can get the 5 cheese one." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." Anyways, I go to pick up the Papa John's that is close to Forrest's house, and it turns out it's a Papa Murphy's. It is a take and bake. It is not a pizza place. And like the guy's like, I'm like, "Oh, where's the freaking heating?
I'm gonna stop cook.
Where's like they have the heating oven that your order stays in while it's waiting for you to come pick it up." I was like, "Where is that?" He brings 2 uncooked pizzas and tells me to grab a 5 cheese sticks off the refrigerator. I was like, "Oh, Forrest, preheat the oven." But
ever.
It was able to just be together and watching our teams go at it. But shout out to you and your family. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Definitely good food, good company. It helped with the loss. It helped with the loss. Also, knowing that there's still a lot of things to fix, but I think without the without the improvements they made this season, off season, I think that game could have been a lot worse, knowing what that offense could have done. So, like from a Raiders perspective, yes, we did lose. There are a lot of things that are going to be worked on, especially that line. They're gonna have to do something at the center. A lot of those snaps kind of floated to Geno, or like it took time to get to him. They saw one where it hit who was the center? Kappa? No, Meredith. We saw where one hit his butt for a fumble. Luckily Geno was able to recover it.
Yeah, that's another thing. The Chargers won the turnover battle 3-1. And this game actually opened with a Raiders turnover. It was tipped. Geno Smith looked like he was lasering lasering it in over to the right side. It was tipped and then intercepted by Deion Henley for the Chargers, who had a crazy game. He was all over the place. Game. But the Raiders were able to hold them to a field goal there after giving them the ball at like the 30-yard line. Yeah. That's another thing. The Raiders held the Chargers to fewer points than the Chargers scored against the Chiefs. They held them to 20 points. So that I feel like was something that the Raiders were definitely good at, limiting the Chargers. The Chargers did break off one like 60-yard touchdown right before halftime.
They say it all the time. That's how you win games. Those what are they called now? Dynamic plays, like big explosive plays. But that turnover right at the beginning kind of put the Raiders behind the 8 ball, and they were able to float for a little while, but it started some cracks, like letting Keenan Allen run along the end zone line to catch one in the corner on a broken play, like on an extended play, and then that one shot to Quentin Johnston for 60 yards. Otherwise, you guys had a cap on an offense that's supposed to be able to hang with some of the top defenses in the league, hopefully. But, so shout out to you for that. For sure. Coming into the game, though, like, you kind of worried about the defense. So, like, whatever happened, you were kind of expecting, like, the Chargers to score some points, especially with the defensive backfield being what they are right now. Just kind of a couple of guys that they got, like Stokes, of course, was a first-round pick, but didn't do much before he got to Las Vegas. They just signed Jeremy Chin in the offseason, who played a great game. Polamalu had a pretty big penalty as well. Still a great guy, like great player, but that's the kind of inexperience that's good. He had did they call it a target?
Unnecessary roughness. It was Justin Herbert was sliding, and then he went to tackle him, and then their helmets touched. Justin Herbert, by the way, 242 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, 9 rushes, 31 yards. Geno Smith had 180 yards, 3 interceptions, and 20 rushing yards. So not a lot going on for Geno there. There were some tough looking stat boxes that came up for Geno, but I think it was just, a tough game. Both of the running backs got a couple of carries. Omarion Hampton, I think, had a fumble or a bobble at one point, and he got subbed out for Najee Harris to close out the game. But
that was tough, yeah.
Omarion finished with 8 carries for 24 yards, 2 targets for 1 catch for 1 yard. Aston Genty, not too much better, but 11 carries for 43 yards, 4 targets for 3 catches, and -1 yard.
And Alohi Gilman's pride.
And ran over Alohi Gilman. For the receivers, Quentin Johnston with that 60-yard touchdown finished with 3 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown on 7 targets. Brock Bowers, 8 passes thrown to him, 5 catches for 38 yards. I had both Bowers and Genty, and I needed like 20 points. I thought it was a shoe-in. It was not. I don't know. We saw that the Chargers defense, especially the defensive backs, were getting to the ball, getting to the passes that were thrown outside, and just like they were batting down a lot of them. Jacoby Myers, though, still made plenty of plays.
Yeah, he's not talked about enough, not just with the Raiders themselves, but in the league. I know he had, like, it kind of just was downhill for him, not his whole career, but like when people were talking about him is when he made that bonehead play against the Raiders when he was playing for the Patriots, where he tossed it back and
Mac Jones got lit up.
Yeah, and
Chandler Jones,
the crazy guy got it and returned it for a touchdown. But he's such an asset to any team. Hopefully, he resigns with the Raiders and stays with them because he's super good for them. But any team that picks
underrated.
Him up, yeah, super underrated.
All right. The Raiders next week are in Washington. The Chargers next week host the Denver Broncos. 3 straight division games for the Chargers. At KC in Brazil, or versus KC in Brazil, at Las Vegas, and then versus Denver, who is supposed to have one of the #1 defenses. Patrick Surtain looked like he rolled his ankle.
He might be out.
he might be out, and I think if he's out, that makes a huge difference, right? Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Definitely.
So we'll see.
A lot of pressure on the guy who comes in to
Riley
take over.
Moss, or I guess whoever playing opposite of Riley Moss. Shout out to George. Go ahead and accept that $100 cash app. Let me get that. Shout out to the Raider fans. Appreciate you guys giving us this win. We'll probably split it. We'll see you guys.
You know what? To all you Charger fans, I hope your foot itches the whole day tomorrow.
Our foot.
I hope you're the opposite foot, because one of those foot means it's lucky for you, but I hope it's the opposite foot that itches all day tomorrow.
So rough. All right. Anything else about the Charger Raider game? Or
nah, just
next week?
All you Raiders fans who are now calling for Geno's head and talking about how Derek Carr would have been a much bigger. Please go take off all your gear, put it in the closet, and sit in the closet in the dark by yourself and never watch football again. Don't choose another team. I don't want you to be suffering person for another team. I don't want them to have to deal with you either. Don't pick a team. Go watch cornhole. Go watch cornhole on ESPN, please.
Professional bowling.
Yes, something like that.
All right. In other news, the Philadelphia Eagles were a 1.5 point favorite. The Eagles went to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs 20-17. The defense showing up big. Not really to go into the stats of this game, but just Kansas City starting 0-2, in a Super Bowl rematch with the team that just won. The Eagles, Super Bowl champions, are now 2-0. But I want to focus on the 0-2 Chiefs because
they're the Chiefs. 0-2. Ha ha ha.
Because of joy. Because of Brown Boy joy. Teams that are 0-2 are about 11% chance to make the 11% probability to make the playoffs. Starting with 2 losses, especially one in the division and one to one of the top teams, maybe that's less important, but starting 0-2 especially is you're at a 10%. You factor in that they have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and they're probably at a 25%. Those are just ballpark figures. A 25% chance for the Chiefs to make the playoffs. It sounds great.
They also do get Xavier Worthy back, I think, this week. That's going to be a big factor. They're without their 2 top receivers.
Rashee Rice suspended 6 games. Xavier Worthy knocked out with a shoulder injury in the first game.
And I think the stipulations of the suspension is the Chiefs get to choose which 6 games.
What? No.
That's what I was reading. That's why everybody was they were so what the hell is happening? Because they were talking about letting the Chiefs choose which games he was going to be suspended.
They would have chosen to let him play versus the Eagles.
I don't know, because it's the first 2 games. So I mean, we'll see.
I don't think you're allowed to choose the game.
That's what I was saying. So, without those 2 guys, when they do come back, I think with Worthy back next week, you might see slight difference. But also, Kelsey's not the guy who he was. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on what's going on, but again,
he's getting old. What are you talking about?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking. It has nothing to do with his wife.
But no. Oh my gosh. Jalen Hurts, 15-22, only 100 yards. Jalen Hurts, 9 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown. Shout out to the Tush Push. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Saquon also had 2 catches. Let's go over to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes held to 187 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked 2 times. Mahomes also led the Chiefs team in rushing. He had more rushing yards than Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, and Rashard Smith combined. 7 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown for him. Kansas City receiving. Travis Kelce, 6 targets, 4 catches, 61 yards. He led the team. But Tyquan Thornton is the one that got the 50-yard touchdown. And then I guess, that's great to see the Eagles beating the Chiefs. However, this is not without controversy. In the winning play is the tush push touchdown, right? The quarterback
Right.
sneak in the fourth quarter that puts the Eagles up 20 to actually no, that's Saquon Barkley. There is a touchdown here where the Eagles use the tush push. However, they are it seems to be in slow motion that the offensive line for the Eagles moves before the ball is snapped. Right? So it's a false start by the guards who are getting out a half second before the ball is snapped to start blocking. And it's a rugby scrum. The tush push is a rugby scrum. Whoever gets low is more powerful, is going to be able to fall forward without a problem for 1 yard, maybe 2 yards. But they're false starting, so it's like is the tush push not really a power strength play, but a cheating play?
That's a lot, man. Was it a touchdown or a first down? I think it was a first down to extend the game.
So it's a touchdown in the fourth quarter to make it 20-10.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a first down.
7 minutes 48 seconds left.
Yes, the guards half a second, but every tackle is moving early too. You can see the video. The refs are letting tackles about a half second early come off the line before the snap. So I mean, yeah, whatever.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right.
Whatever. You got Chris Jones over there crying. He was talking all
Chris
that
Jones.
shit before the game. So he's the one he came out and was like,
you guys didn't even have 100 yards while the Eagles are kneeling the ball to win the game.
Right.
It's like, but we won the game.
And that's the response I would have said. I would have said, well, we're winning, dumbass.
Yeah. So,
but again, he was also one of the first people to come out and complain about the tush push, to say that had they called it, it would have been a totally different game. Okay. Like you stopped in the first couple of like, get out of here.
All right, another big game. The Giants and Cowboys had a shootout. Dak Prescott versus Russell Wilson. This one went into overtime off a 64-yard Brandon Aubrey field goal as time expired in regulation to make it 37-37. And then they had like three possessions each in overtime where it went back and forth.
It's like no one wanted to win.
Yeah, before Brandon Aubrey then sealed it for the Cowboys with a very mundane, like 50-something yarder. It was whatever.
If you guys are playing fantasy in the sleeper app and you have Aubrey, good for you. Because in the sleeper app, I got my ass kicked by a kicker who scored 43 points in fantasy yesterday.
That's crazy. Russell Wilson throwing those moon balls. Dak Prescott responding with throws to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. The Giants now 0-2. The Cowboys back up to 1-1 after losing to the Eagles in the first week.
Yeah, it feels like after that game, the Giants came away with the loss, but it's like, man, hopefully they carry that momentum, because offensively they look pretty good. I won't lie. Russell Wilson throwing over their neighbors. That last touchdown, I was in our group chat, and I was vintage Russ, and then he throws an interception in the next series. But whatever, we still got to see that Russ can throw it down the field. See it, Russ. Let's ride. You know what I mean? So that, I think, is good to see Russ good again,
bro. Well, that's the other thing. If Russell Wilson is, I mean, he still is a great deep ball thrower, right? If he realizes that Malik Neighbors and the rest of those Wan'Dale Robinson are able to get behind the defense, and he just like, all right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a shot every drive, at least one shot.
At least one shot. Ready, set, go.
All you have to do is get behind the defense one time, and if Russ can lay it in there, boom, those guys are off to the races. Maybe even scoring a touchdown, at least a field goal. So maybe this wakes something up for the Giants, and they're like, oh, this isn't a throwaway season. You know, maybe we can actually get some stuff going. But for the Cowboys picking up a big division win, shout out to America's team and their fans. Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will. Shout out to Will.
Joe Burrow out for 3 months after getting turf toe. What is turf toe? I don't know. But Jake Browning is a replacement quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, came in, threw 3 interceptions, but the Bengals still beat the Jaguars 31-27. I thought this was going to be one of those where busted a bunch of people's survivor pool just by thinking Joe Burrow is going to beat Jaguars easy.
And
But the
then
Jaguars couldn't freaking come up. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., not a lot going on there.
no, thank you for
Yeah, but
enlightening me.
the Bengals might be okay. But Joe Burrow is going to be out for 3 months, October, November, until the
Yeah,
middle of December
Cincinnati
for
right now
fantasy. He's
is
done.
scrambling. Cincinnati is scrambling right now to find any court. I know they tried to contact
What?
Atlanta. Atlanta came out right before any contact came and was like, no, we're not looking to trade Cousins. So don't look this way. But now, so Cincinnati's gonna
Oh,
have to go out and look at a lot of these backups. So Trey Lance could be an interesting name on that list with some of these guys needing quarterbacks, especially Cincinnati. It
no,
was
get out
it
of here. What
was
are you talking about? Go. No.
I'm not, and this is not even me throwing bias against or shade, sorry, not throwing shade against the Chargers. It's just that he had such a really good preseason that which sucks for your team when they had like one of those backups have a really good preseason, because then guys who need a quarterback or some kind of positional player, skill player is going to be like, you know what? Well, that guy had a really good preseason, so maybe we should trade for him. The Chiefs do need some things, an offensive tackle, maybe another defensive tackle. Actually, their D line looks pretty good. They might not need defensive tackle. But that could, I think for any team right now looking for a quarterback, Trey Lance, I think would be like at the top of my list. I think for guys that I'm going to try to trade for, because one, he did have a really good preseason. Two, I think you'll get like a mid-level deal for him. You won't have to give up too much. You are going to have to give up something, but it's not going to be as much as like I think Kirk Cousins might get more on the market right now, trade value. So yeah, just
Jake
something to look
Browning
out for
filled
you,
in
Charger
for
fans.
no. Jake Browning filled in for Joe Burrow in 2023 when he missed time. The Bengals have moved Brett Ripon from the practice squad to the active roster to be the backup for Jake Browning. They've also brought Mike White to the practice squad. So they are bringing
Not
in other
confident.
quarterbacks, but I don't think they're going to bring in like I'm hoping they don't trade for Trey Lance. We need him. All right, what else is going on? So the Bengals lose Joe Burrow. If you have Joe Burrow in fantasy, you can drop him. He's not going to be back. I don't think even if he does come back in time for the fantasy playoffs, do you want to, to put it on
Yeah, on an
just coming
injured,
back from a 3-month injury, Joe Burrow to win
right?
your fantasy playoff matches? All right, the Lions were facing their former offensive coordinator and Ben Johnson, and they hung 52 points on him
Did did
because
there were a chance too
they
of
were
yeah, the chance for F. Ben Johnson,
what?
and they had chants in the
Oh,
stadium of F. Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson said, "Well, you know what? Fine, put 50 points on us," yeah, which is tough. Ben Johnson did a
50?
lot for the
No,
Lions.
that's crazy. I mean, and you mentioned Jared Goff after post game
Yeah,
was like, "Yo, that's not
sticking up
cool. He didn't
for
do anything. He didn't deserve that.
yeah,
He
yeah.
only did good stuff for us." I almost traded Jameer Gibbs away because of how bad the Lions looked in week 1. Jameer Gibbs finished with 94 rushing yards and a touchdown, which is pretty good. But I'm wondering if they're not all the way back. But then you look at Jared Goff, who had 23 of 28, 334 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. This is one of my favorite quarterback stats is when you have more touchdowns or as many touchdowns as you do incompletions. I'm always like, oh, the guy had 3 incompletions before touchdowns. Stuff like that means it was like a really good, things were really clicking.
Yeah, yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 11 targets, had 9 catches, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jameson Williams, 2 catches for 108. One of those a 64-yard touchdown.
He's fast.
Yeah, so those guys, the receivers were really eating up on the Chicago secondary. But what do
Well,
you
I think
think?
they're
You think
also.
this is the Lions, the real Lions, the offensive Lions that can score 50 points, or do you think this is just the Lions beating up on maybe a divisional secondary that's not that good, and they're going to get thrown back down to earth when they play the Ravens this Monday?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think the Lions.
Uh,
It's game two. It's game two. Just everybody's still, feeding things out. But the Lions were good last year, so of course you're coming into your off season, right off of off season. Some of these guys might not be a little too motivated that first game, but second game around, my concern would have been if they didn't beat the Bears by 50, because then it's
mhm.
like you're supposed to beat a secondary who's missing their number one corner uh by 50. You know what I mean? So um I feel like yeah, it's a soft secondary that they played, but at the same time, if they came out and put up like 17 points for the win or 21, I'd have been concerned then because you can score 50, why not score 50? And if you can't with the guys that they had, then something's wrong. But they did what they were supposed to do, put up 50 points.
All right, in Nashville, the Tennessee Titans hosted the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams win 33-19 versus the rookie Cam Ward. Puka Nacua doing Puka Nacua things. Let's see, how many targets did this guy have? 9 targets, 8 catches for 91 yards. He also had a carry, that's probably a jet sweep, where he went 45 yards for a rushing touchdown. That's
Nice.
146 yards and a touchdown for this guy with 8 catches. What is that? 22, 29 points. Jeez Louise.
I mean, are you afraid that his body is not going to hold up to the end of the season?
This this is what I am scared of. Puka Nacua plays the game with such an intensity and like nasty intent when between the whistles that I'm afraid he's gonna get hurt. And I
Mm.
think every Puka Nacua fantasy manager has the same feeling when they see Puka play. He's so violent, he's so strong and fast and like careless, like low key reckless
Reckless,
with his
reckless.
body and his head that he's like just what how to get 2 yards, he will sacrifice his career. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that just like plays very hard. And I am worried that he's gonna get injured. So I'm thinking about trading away Puka Nacua. And now that he has like 50 fantasy points in the first 2 games, I think you can get a lot for a stud wide receiver. And after I trade him away, I kind of hope that he does good, right? I hope that he's good throughout the entire
But you
time.
don't.
But just taking away that risk and that worry for me every time I see this guy, uh, I think
Uh,
might be worth it. But what do you think? What would you be willing to give up in
right.
a
Tell
fair
us.
trade? No, I'm asking you in a fair trade
Oh, wow.
for Puka Nacua, right? So especially if you need a wide
uh,
receiver, and I have
ooh,
the best player in fantasy football right now, and I'm like, if I give you Puka Nacua, sure, in a dynasty league, maybe you could get draft picks and some other players, but in a
right, right.
redraft
In
league
the,
where
in a
it's just,
redraft league, just
what would you say you could get for him? Would you be willing to give up a first round running back like a Saquon?
maybe not that first. Maybe like
Maybe
maybe
like
not
Derrick Henry?
like Derrick Henry or Bijan Robinson. I think I'd be comfortable giving up those guys for Puka.
I feel like
Because
Bijan, Jameer Gibbs, and Saquon are that top trio for the running backs that do it all at a high level. And
right.
then
Well,
it's
okay.
like,
We'll say this. We'll say that Saquon and Bijan are untouchable, and
mhm,
then We can put Jameer, Derrick Henry, and
okay,
who's another running back? Like another running back. Those guys would be the guys that you could trade for. So yeah, I would be able to give up a Jameer Gibbs and a Derrick Henry type player for Puka. Puka will get the rate that he touches the ball at is so high. But like you said, he's reckless. That's why he gets the ball so much because they know that effort he puts forward is.
mhm.
And for fantasy managers and of course his real coaches in real life, I'm pretty sure it's pretty scary watching him go across the middle, or instead of
Yeah.
like going for a juke, he's gonna try to put his shoulder down and run over like, a safety that's on his side. So yeah, I would give up him, and then maybe like a second tier wide receiver, like maybe a Waddle. You know what I mean? Like or hmm,
Yeah. I feel like
yeah,
you need, yeah, if you need like a big time quarterback, or I mean, Puka Nacua for, I mean, if you're in a one quarterback league, you should be able to get
for sure.
Lamar or Josh Allen straight up for Puka Nacua. Lamar plus
But that's
other
me and you
starters.
thinking that. But I think a lot of people who aren't like into the stats really like that, I think they look at Lamar Jackson, and I don't think they're willing to give him up again just by the rate that he puts up points in fantasy.
Mm,
Because he runs, he throws, he's an MVP, and Josh Allen maybe a little bit more because maybe for the same reason he's super reckless when he's running the ball. He's one of those gunslingers. Sometimes
mm.
that's not always the best for him. Um, so maybe Josh Allen. I don't know about
Well, I
Lamar
mean, all
Jackson.
of these depend on any fantasy trade depends on roster construction, right? If
Right,
someone has
right,
a
right.
bunch of one position, they're more likely to be like downgraded. I don't need to get full dollar on this. I could get like 80 cents because I
Yeah,
have three
these
other
guys.
really good wide receivers. I
Right,
don't need
right,
this fourth. I have two good quarterbacks. I don't need this third one. Let me get rid of Kyler Murray. Let me get rid of Justin Herbert for something that,
for
might
sure.
actually be able to get into the starting lineup on game day on the during the fantasy week. So it depends, but I mean, someone as good as Puka Nacua, who has a overall like player ranking of 2 or 3, the second or third highest scoring player through 2 weeks in all the fantasy football, sell that, bro. I mean, that's like it's so high. It's gonna come down a little bit. Come on, you can't expect it to go higher. I mean, okay,
This early though, 2 games into the season,
bro. It might. I mean,
fantasy season, folks. We're talking about not
yeah, yeah.
uh.
So I'm just, we'll see.
I get
Puka,
you
it's
want to
always
get
fun to have him, but it's also scary.
right because we
Also
don't have the
scary to
whole
have him.
fantasy season isn't as long as his regular season. So I
Yeah,
mean the whole season for the NFL. So yeah, you got to think about these moves early because again, value wise, and you definitely want to get the most for whoever you got. And
yeah. But you
when you
can
think
use him if you like have other wide receivers, and he's like a third or fourth startable wide receiver. You can use that to trade away and fill in other parts. Maybe your running
for
backs
sure,
aren't good. Maybe your quarterback's not good. Your
right,
tight end.
right,
So
and that's what Lance is trying to do right now with trying to make this move
yeah,
because
I'm 0-2 in the league I have Puka in. So now it's even more stink of desperation. People are going to see me coming and be like, I don't have to pay him full price. Come here. Come here, 0-2. Step into my office. All
who
right,
you want?
next.
You want Jensen?
No, no, I feel like Hampton more than Genty, but well, yeah, we'll see. All right, next game, the Seahawks versus the Steelers. The DK Metcalf revenge game.
You won't hear me say this often, but I was really rooting for Pittsburgh.
You ever vote for the Steelers here?
I live in Washington, bro. Can't stand it.
Oh, you live in
I
Seahawk
can't
territory.
stand it. I
Both
can't
of
stand
these teams moved to 1-1 after the Hawks beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh, 31-17. I would say the linchpin play that really turned this game around was when the rookie return man and running back Caleb Johnson let a kick bounce into the end zone and didn't go try to get it. And just because a kick rolls into the end zone
It's not
does
an
not
automatic
make it
touchback.
a dead kick, right? With the new dynamic kick return, if a kick lands before the end zone and rolls in, it is still live. You have to return it. You have to return it, or you have to get possession and down it. If it rolls into the end zone and you down it, you only get it at the 20. If they kick it out the back of the end zone, like they've been doing for years and
35?
years, it goes all the way to the 35.
Mhm.
So teams are actually returning it. It's like a 77% return. That's like a 50% jump.
Right.
So it's great to see the kickoff. becoming part of the game again.
And that's why the league did change this rule so the kickoff can be. It was always something exciting to watch. You want to see somebody
Yeah.
return the kick like that. So,
Yeah.
but young ones, if you're trying to make the
He,
league, this is a very good lesson to
yep.
read your rule book, especially if you're going to play a position like kick returner where the rules are a little different from when you're actually on the field playing your actual position.
Mhm.
It might be different rules.
That ball checked up just enough that it stopped right before it went out the back of the end zone. I think if it rolls out the back of the end zone, then you don't have to worry about it, right? But
Right, it's a
it
touchdown.
stopped in the end zone, and the Seahawks fell on top of it for a touchdown. And at the time, I think it was only like a 3-score game. So it was really tough to see that happen for to the rookie. And yeah, that made it 24-14. So it was a 3-score game with 12:46 to go. And then Fu picked up a touchdown. So I guess let's see. How do you think Aaron Rodgers did? Would you say do you think he played good? I can look up the stats real quick.
I think he played all right.
18 to 33, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked 3 times, 30.7 QBR, 58 rating. So not good.
I saw him avoid some defenders, so I was surprised. Like he
Oh,
took
okay,
it,
nice.
yeah, he moved well, is
Ooh,
what I'm trying to say.
look at this. Jaylen Warren, 14 carries of a 21 for the team. So it's Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell is the backup running back there, but 48 yards on 14 carries, and then 4 targets, 4 catches for 86 yards.
Yeah,
Jaylen Warren is out there. He's getting the work. He is the starting running back
he's doing
for
well for
for the
him.
Steelers. Shout out to him.
I have him
Uh,
in fantasy. So he's doing well.
I have him in one league and I'm starting him, and I got him super late, so I'm really excited about that.
It's good value.
Seattle, 22 of 33. Their quarterback, Sam Darnold, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked twice. Kenneth Walker, 13 carries for 105 yards and a touchdown. He takes it back from Zach Charbonnet. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 targets, 8 catches, 103 yards. So the Seahawks were going, but I think it's that return touchdown that really kind of flipped the
For
game.
sure. Yeah. And Jacob Smith though, man, God, give it to that guy, man. He's having a really good 2-game season so far.
All right. Brock Purdy is out multiple games for the San Francisco 49ers. It is not a problem, people. Not at all. Your savior in San Francisco, Mac Jones.
Bet you guys never thought you'd hear that.
Mac McCorkle. His name is McCorkle. McCorkle Jones shines in relief as the 49ers top the Saints in the Bayou 26-21. Freaking Shanahan does it again. He makes the quarterback look good. 26-39, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Christian McCaffrey, 13 carries, 55 yards. Also had 52 receiving yards and a catching touchdown. Kendrick Bourne, 3 catches on 3 targets, 32 yards. Shout out to him. Jawan Jennings led the Niners in targets and yards. 10 targets, 5 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. So the Niners are up to 2-0 and looking okay. Like it doesn't matter who plays quarterback for them.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's underrated or it was underrated. It's an underrated move, but I think people just aren't talking about it a lot. Is the return of Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator to San Francisco. He's got them playing really good. They did lose a couple guys. Javon Kinlaw's not there anymore. But yeah, man,
I will say the Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler put
looks pretty good. Yeah,
against the Niners too, right? 25 of 34, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
nice.
Alvin Kamara had 21 carries for almost 100 yards. That's always very helpful when you have a guy that can pick up that much yardage and keep the ball moving. But the Niners look to be good. Let's see, their next game is a Division I at home versus the Arizona Cardinals. That should be a fun one. I hate that they
Yeah,
both wear red in their It looks like the same team. All right. Any other games or points that stood out to you this week that we should be talking about?
Now it's Raider Chargers week, so for me, my whole concentration was
Mm-hmm.
on that game. So like and then having you come over to watch the game with us was pretty cool. So that's pretty much what I wanted to do. Went out, made this barbecue, thinking I was gonna have you eat it on the way home. Is consolation for your team not winning. But again, it's more a victory meal for you this morning when you were able
Yeah.
you were able to warm up the barbecue this morning. So
Yeah, I had the
even
takeout
better.
plate. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you again for having me and for setting that all up.
Oh man,
That
you know
was
how we
dope.
do. You know how we do, man. Oh, and so funny because I've been following Ati and Samoan Raider on
Oh,
Instagram, and they've
yeah.
been going back and forth at each other like this too. And Samoan Raider posted today. It's like, yeah, ever since we ever since we lost yesterday, my phone's been going off like non-stop. So he said, as from
Sui
now, I'm going to put my phone on do
Sui.
not disturb. Yeah,
Yeah, D&D it,
it's
bruh.
funny. That's pretty cool, man. All funny games with those guys. So it's fun to see, man.
Yo, yeah. It's like we talk mess, we talk trash, we support our teams hardcore,
For
even when we're
sure.
going up our friends' teams, our rival
For
friends,
sure.
but it's all love and it's great to not only enjoy the game together, but just spend time, and just hang out. And bro, I felt I mean, this is probably just me overreaching, but I felt immediately at home when I got there.
Oh, for
Uh
sure. Yeah. Your
and
family. Your
everyone that
family.
was shout out to all the fam that was there and freaking hanging out. So that was cool to see everybody
Yeah.
to get
I
to
mean,
spend time with you guys, and we're gonna
would have
get
been
that going
cool.
again soon.
For sure. It would have been cool to have Sammy and Nora there because I mean, Sammy could have hung out with other girls, but
Mm.
also because I know Nora has a lot of questions and she's so used to talking to like grown folk.
Mhm.
But also my youngest niece would have been here, so it would have been cool to have him interact like that. Uh, I'm sure Sumo would have loved having Nora around.
Nora
So
would have been laying on that dog, like, oh,
yeah, I
look at
know.
this,
Fluffy dog.
bro.
So
Yeah,
that was
family
cool.
getting together. It's yeah,
Man,
definitely
shout out to you
still
for coming, man.
underrated.
I wish you would have had Eddie come through. Eddie next time, man.
Mhm.
You don't have to ask me, just come through. Oh,
Nice, bro. We gotta get Mike, Eddie,
yeah, yeah,
freaking just like get the crew together and just hang and just have a good
yeah,
one. That's yeah, appreciate you for hosting that. Next time you can come down, we can watch it over here and yeah, go have some time out or something.
yeah. And then we can go into the city of Portland when we
Right.
win, and I can
Into
tell all
that.
the Charger fans about it.
Yeah, all two Charger fans. You gotta go find them.
There's a charter there. I forgot to tell you. I forgot. I'll look it up again. But
Yeah.
they have a Chargers charter.
Yeah, shout out to everybody for listening. Thank you guys for tapping in. We will have the recap for week 3 next week. Any shout outs? Shout out to Matthew Fiso of American
Hey,
Samoa.
man,
And Washington. I forget what school he set the records at. I think he's at Seattle U right now, but he is in Tokyo and was running the 100-meter dash,
for
bro, with
American
like people
Samoa,
like
man.
Noah Lyles were in the qualifying heats around him. So, bro, yeah, shout out for putting on for American Samoa,
Right. No,
bro.
I was selling Mike, man. For me coming from American Samoa, because I mean this we don't have a track program back home. Well,
Mm,
we did, but uh, they don't have it right now. There are a lot of fast kids back home, but they don't have the training for it.
right.
But to have Matt, who like runs track, he's been in track since he was
Triple jump
younger.
champ.
Yeah, he's a college athlete, and for him to represent American Samoa it's dope to see. I'm very proud of
Ugh.
him. Yeah, man, I'm very proud. Like, and to know that it's one of our really good friends, one of the bros, one of the Ochos, Mike, his little brother. It's like watching family, you know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are listening like this fool. Polynesian always want to make family when they have sex. That's not what
One
it's
of
about.
us.
Right. But we're coming from American Samoans and things like that. He's going to be running in Fiji. Shoot.
Nice.
I don't know.
Bro,
I
get
know
it.
he's going to be running for, I know definitely they have to have him running for the Pacific Games that are coming up soon. For any, I know they have like the Pan Am Games.
Mhm.
So now we have a guy who can get in there. We've been killing at weightlifting. So to have a track star there too, that's great.
Kids
Uh,
are gonna see that and be like, "Oh,
yeah,
that looks cool," like and
right,
get into
right.
it because of seeing these athletes,
I
bruh.
know exactly the kids. These are the
Yeah,
kids gonna be like, yeah, man, I'm fast enough to run away from my mom's slipper. I can,
I could break the world record.
I can definitely beat Noah Lyles. He's not faster than my mom's slipper. So yeah, man, that's shout out to the Fiesel family, man. I do have one shout out. A shout out if you guys are on um, YouTube or if you guys are on TikTok, please go take a look at Beer Dad Cards page or his channel. There's a lot going on in the world. I'm not gonna talk about it, but there's a lot going on in the world. Not just one isolated incident. Tons of stuff in the world. For me, like super down, man. Like I can honestly tell you, I was really losing faith in the world, honestly. But if you watch this guy's channel, along with Cooper's Collectibles, shout out to Sefa too, because he's part of this community. And Sefa's exactly the type of person you would think would be part of this community. He fits in so well. But the Pokemon trading card community at
yeah.
these cons, super inspiring, man. I've
Nice.
like let's go watch it. You'll love it. I promise. Even if you don't collect
Wait,
Pokemon
what's the
cards.
guy's name? Beer Dad. What
Beer Dad Cards. His
cards?
name is Phil.
And
Uh,
Cooper's collectibles.
Cooper's Collectibles. Bro, I'm telling you, yeah, I'm not. I don't have to pretend because I've never been like a hard ass or you know what I mean, like some tough guy. But uh, I got it. I seen the clip once, made me tear up. Went to watch more videos, and before you go to bed, you're like watching TikTok and YouTube. It's like I always have tears in my eyes because the dude is so he's genuine. They're both very genuine, and so like for example, there was a girl that came up, and he does this for everybody. Uh, she was super excited. She's high functioning autism. You can tell she has a tick where her hands like she just moves her hands. But she was super excited to see him. She wanted to buy a car, and she came and she said how she loved watching his page. People started pouring in. Like she didn't pay for anything, and these cards that like I think the card she wanted was like a $400 card. She walked away with it because his live chat paid for it. He wasn't gonna let her
Wow.
pay for it. Kids come in, he has a binder in the back. And these cards,
Oh, I think I've seen something like this.
yeah,
Wow.
even though they're like $10 or $15, that's a pretty good decent amount of money for Pokemon cards. Uh and he literally kind of just give some of this stuff away. If he can, he'll ask kids who's their favorite Pokemon. And not just kids, he'll do it for grown-ups. When he see the community itself does it. People stop by his table, and I know they do it at other tables, but they stop by with bundles of cards. They stop by with donations to give to him so that people who come in, especially kids, if they don't have enough money or, just because he feels like these kids deserve it,
Oh, for
I've
free.
never for free, bro. I don't know
Nice.
if I don't know how. I know he gets profit, but if you watch the videos, and they're like as hour 2 hours long, some of them because he's just live streaming, but it's inspiring. It's I used to collect sports cards. Now I'm collecting Pokemon cards. Uh, but it has inspired me to do this. It will be prom season soon. It will be graduation season soon. A lot of kids I know want pictures. They want, prom pictures. They want graduation pictures. If you have a wedding, if you have a birthday, you need pictures. Let me know. Uh, if you're working on a budget and you're afraid, some of these folks, I'm not a professional. I do edit photos. I take pictures. Not to toot my own horn. I think I'm pretty good. I've done it for people. If you have an event like that, especially for you high school kids out here, even for your football team, but especially for prom graduation season. If you guys need pictures taken, we're working on the budget. Please hit me up. I'll work with you no matter what the budget is that you have. I will work with you. Also, see if you're gonna pay me in food, that might be have to be the move.
Hey.
But yes, you can find me on Instagram at Village Kids on Instagram. You can hit up us on the Polynesian to ask about it. Hit up Lance. You can find Lance on Instagram. Me, Ira, anybody. If you hit any of us that are part of the Polytickin network, please hit us a line.
Yeah.
Let me know. I want to help you.
Nice.
We will get it done. We will get it done. We'll work out a plan. And a lot of the time, if it's like budget for me, it's not gonna be big. I'm probably just someone's gonna come help me. I might throw them some money because they're helping me, or like gas money so we can drive to the venue. Things like that. It won't be big. If you do have a big
Mhm.
budget or a budget that you want to give me a little bit of money, that's fine too. I'm not gonna say no. But my whole deal is to help you guys out, especially for all of us. I know a lot of kids out
Nice.
there who wants things like this, and maybe they can't afford. So guys like we know that are really great guys, like Oosh Cannon, he might have a set budget, but that's because he's taking classes. He's got like his equipment is high tech. He's got to charge. He also does community work. So but for me, I work a regular job. I do photography on the side. So yeah, I'm not the
Would you
greatest
quit? Would
photographer
you quit your job and do
in a
photography?
heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And not because I'm lazy. I'm lazy, but I don't mind going to work. But photography is different. The people you meet, the things you can put out, and things like this. If I could do this full time and then like pick out certain projects I could do for free to help kids, that's ultimately the goal. So, but again, yeah, prom pictures, graduation pictures, you work out, you can work something out with me. Let me know. Weddings, birthdays, first baby or gender reveals, anything. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm not the greatest photographer. I'm a better photographer than the videographer, but I promise I'll edit the shit out of your stuff. So
If
yeah,
you want professional photos done, even if you don't have a ton of money, hit us up. Let us know.
please,
Force is going to
please, we'll
make
get
it
it done.
happen. There is nothing like
We'll
having
get it done.
special photos to commemorate these special moments.
Amen.
And yeah, it's accessible to like pull out the phone and record and do what you can. But we all know there's something about a photo that you can frame and like put up on the wall, put up on the stand as like a really nice way to remember stuff. So yeah, these moments, bro, we're learning and getting
For sure.
older. Friggin' these moments are everything, and being
That's
able to commemorate them with a nice photo is an underrated treasure. So
trust
man,
me.
hit this man up. Hit this man up. Shout out to Samantha. Shout out to Sammy. Bro, she was on it. My birthday was was on Sunday, and she just went above and beyond everything. She was like, go golf, go do this. And then when I got home, all this food and plates and beautiful like spreads were ready
Hell
for the
yeah.
football on Sunday. You know, she took care of Nora, and I basically just got to like lay around and not have to do anything. And she took care of everything. And she put up decorations, and they put up, you know, all sorts of stuff. She got Nora to paint a picture frame, and they put a picture of me and Nora walking towards the Ferris wheel at the Washington County Fair, which is really sweet.
It's
Yeah,
fire.
so very
Yeah,
special
man.
birthday, and shout out to Sammy for making it that way. It was dope.
I've never not known Sammy to be a W woman. Like you are definitely blessed. Sammy, shout out to you, man. You know,
Yeah, she
you're
she
dope,
loves
Sammy.
putting up decorations for people and parties and stuff. She just does such a good job.
Come on,
And
Sammy. Let's me and you start a business, Sammy. Party
bro,
planning. You
let
set
me
up the
get in there
party.
too.
We'll
I
take the
drive.
pictures.
I'll drive the equipment to the parties. Come on. Starting a business with your friends and making money and being able to quit your 9 to 5s,
Yes,
dreams.
man, dreams.
Let us know about you guys. But thank you very much for listening. Thank you everybody for tapping in. Someone's talking about sports. This is the Ballinesian podcast on the Polytickin Network, sponsored by Live Boss Island Apparel. And we'll see you guys next week. Football.
Oh my gosh.
Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. Stay balling. Love and light. Peace.
I hope your foot's itchy tomorrow.